Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, whatever time it is this video finds you. It's your boy Jay, and by now you've probably already heard about the director's letter, okay? So we got a message straight from Mr. Tokuda himself. Hello, this is Yuya Tokuda. I'm not going to read it word for word, bar for bar. I will put the link to this in the description below so you can go check it out. Kind of goes over the future planned updates, right? Tells us everything we already know about title update 1 and everything, right? And then in addition to tempered Argveld 8-star, which is the only 8-star in the game right now, future updates will see more tempered 8-stars added to the game, right? So Mizutsune will be 8-star. That's coming, great. And then let's see, end of May update, right? So this right here, right, we already kind of knew about this up here, end of May update, version 1.11, and it was like Capcom collaboration, other additional features. That's this bucket right here, right? So let's go back down. End of May, we will add tempered 8-star for Gore Magala and the Apex for each locale. So Raid Out, Utuna, Nudra, and Jindahad. So all of these are gonna get harder, which is great. Like, these were already, they're pretty cool, 5-star, tempered 7-star of these, pretty cool, but we're gonna get even harder and cooler variants, right? So each of these monsters have had various behind the scenes adjustments to make them more resilient, such as increased health, resistance to wounding, and tweaks to multiplayer scaling. Great. We're gonna have longer, harder hunts. Great, that's what we've all been asking for. And if you're new to Monster Hunter, it may seem like, damn, all these dudes do is complain. No, this is the reason why we complain. We complain because they hear us, because they pay attention and they move accordingly. You feel me? So like, everyone's been saying game's too easy, game's too easy, game's too easy. So they're like, listen, challenging monsters are coming. We're gonna add them up. Here we go. Look, boom, boom. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Plus Mizutsune is gonna be an 8-star. So, and we got Arch Tempered coming as well. So like, they're coming. Cool, great. Love that. Now this is the bread and butter. This is the reason why I fired up the camera. Check this out. Balance adjustments. So at the end of the title update 1 showcase, if you were looking at the chat when it went live or whatever, you see a lot of people, no balance adjustments, no buffs, no nerfs, they're not talking about balance adjustments at all, blah, 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 blah. And I did make a video not too long ago where I was talking about, hey, the way I'm feeling about the patch, it's a 5, maybe a 6. With this now, it's a 6, maybe a 7, because balance updates are coming. We don't always get balance patch. We don't always get them messing with the weapons and the feel of the game in every title update. So I wasn't sure if any changes were going to be coming, but here we go. Check this out. So in response to the feedback after launch, we're planning to make various adjustments to the game, including weapon balance changes. Cool. And these will be implemented gradually with each upcoming title update, which is a little different than what we're used to. Usually, the game is out, we get some title updates, and then come the master rank part, that's when we get a huge, like, damn, let's take an hour and read these patch notes for all the changes for all the weapons. But it seems like they're going to be rolling them out more gradually here to support this game for a longer time. But for example, we are currently carefully considering upward adjustments for the hammer, and then looking at all other overall weapon balance adjustments with a goal to implement them in either end of May update or second title update in summer. Okay, I know he said this in Japanese and they translated it, because we're currently carefully considering upward adjustments for the hammer, comma, and then looking at overall weapon balances with a goal of implementing them either in the end of May or second title update. So does this mean, like, does them refer to other overall weapon balances, and we are currently carefully considering upward adjustments for the hammer? Does this mean hammer may get some changes as soon as title update 1? Damn, I would love that, because hammer's my favorite weapon, and I was actually planning on making a video talking about the hammer and kind of how I would improve it. But if it's gonna be coming, if we're gonna get updates in title update 1, shit, I gotta get cracking on that. And honestly, the hammer doesn't need that much. So yeah, and then they mentioned the corrupted mantle was overtuned at launch, causing it to build up more damage than expected, thus narrowing the range of options for choosing other mantles. In the first title update, this says in the first title update, like it's coming Friday. Like, boom. Corrupted mantle will be adjusted downwards, while other mantles will be adjusted upwards. Great. So now when you select the mantle, it's not just going to be, hey, just bring corrupted because it's the best one. Blah. Great. Love that. Love that. So at this point, I'm just going to speak into my microphone now. We're going to cut to some super shitty hammer gameplay against 5-star Tempered Gourmet Gala. But yeah, so hammer adjustments, right? I wanted to kind of make this video. I wanted to put it together a little bit better, organize my thoughts better, but we may be getting buffed already, so chop chop, I gotta spit this out. But hammer doesn't need a whole hell of a lot, honestly. There are only a couple tweaks I would change, and I feel like the entire move set, just in general, needs a damage increase. Okay, right now it's got a little bit, it's not exactly the same, but it's got a little bit of that rise hammer syndrome, base rise, where we have a move, and that move is the move to do, and it's the best move in the kit, but it takes a while to get out and takes a while to do. In Rise, that was Impact Crater. It was an Impact Crater machine. If you weren't dropping as many Impact Craters as possible, you weren't gonna have the best success with the hammer, right? In Wilds, that is gonna be Mighty Charge, right? Mighty Charge is the best move we got, but takes a little while to get there. You gotta charge to level 3 and then charge that to get to Mighty Charge and then drop the hammer, you know what I'm saying? So with that, like, I just want a little bit more of the moves to be buffed upwards, so that maybe sometimes when we don't reach the Mighty Charge, because it's a big committal move, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta spin that hammer up and then swing it. Like in Wilds, I run focus every time. Focus is like, I gotta have focus because I need the space to get to Mighty Charge to be as small as possible, because it's the move that's the most worth it, right? Now, that's not to say the rest of the moveset is just trash. It's a Mighty Charge machine only. That's not true. A lot of the other moves and the way that the moveset flows in general feels good. All of the moves chain into the other moves, and there's always something you can do after you land your big move, which is great. That's a huge improvement. You used to just roll after landing a level 3. Now, after a Mighty Charge, you can go into a Spinning Bludgeon, or at the end of a Big Bang combo, you can do the Mighty Charge, which leads to a Spinning Bludgeon, which leads to an overhead. Like, the moveset feels good. I just wish I didn't feel like I was missing out on potential damage because I'm not doing a Mighty Charge. Does that make sense? So there's that. Kind of want to buff up all the moves. And hell, if that requires we got to bring Mighty Charge down just a little bit, then fine. Whatever. Like, if Mighty Charge gets nerfed maybe 5%, but the rest of the moveset gets buffed maybe like 15%, I'm with it. You feel me? Like, that way Mighty Charge is still the best move to do, but all the other moves in the kit feel good to do, right? The next thing that I personally want to talk about adjusting is potentially giving hammer another offset. Okay, we got a couple new defensive tools in our kit, mainly the offset attack and the charging sidestep, right? Now, because of the way the moveset is set up right now, you kind of have to choose one or the other, right? Offset attack. Our offset attack is the big golf swing, is the big overhead swing, and we can't do it from neutral, so it takes a little setup. You got to do a 3-hit combo. You got a 1, 2, and then you can hold it for timing it well to, you know, let the thing out at the right time to get the offset to hit. Cool, like, that's cool. You can also do an offset after you do a Spinning Bludgeon, but you got to spin the hammer 5 times and then you can get to the offset. Compared to most of the other casts when it comes to offsetting, they all have access to their offsets from standstill. So hammer is kind of like, okay, I see this move coming. Okay, let me do my combo and try to get to the offset. I got smacked. Damn. Okay, I gotta start it even earlier. Like, it's a little hard to use. And if you're going for offsets, you're not charging your hammer, right? Hammer, in my opinion, ABCs, man. It's a simple weapon, ABC. What do I mean by ABC? Always be charging. But if you always be charging, Sure, you can use charging sidestep and evade your way and smooth move your way, but you can't use your offset. Here's my solution. Give Hammer another offset. Either you give an offset effect to maybe the level 3 or the level 2. Most people will say level 2 because most other offsets are uppercuts. I'm saying level 3 because you can hold level 3 indefinitely, stay mobile. You can use your charging sidestep to maybe sidestep your way out of projectiles to get yourself into a better position. Then when you see your monsters going for a physical attack, you let that bad boy go and give the offset effect to when the hammer is coming down, right? So, you know, when you let it go, the hammer goes up and then the hunter comes down. When the hunter starts coming down, that's when the offset is coming out, right? So there's still some skill expression there. It's not just brain dead easy. You can just let it go. And also, we can't do it from neutral still, right? We still got to charge up to level 3, but you have access to the rest of your kit. You have access to charging sidestep, and you can really let that offset go when you're ready to let it go. Then after landing the offset, you can chain it into a mighty charge, and it would still make sense if you do it off of the level 3. I guess you could give the effect of going into the mighty charge after a successful offset to the level 2 as well, but I just think level 3 would make it easier to use, but not too easy, right? Because now you still have to manage your stamina, and you can't do it from just a straight standstill. But you would be able to hold it and purposely wait for that moment so that you can let it go, right? Like, oh, that's great. Now, dear viewer, if you're listening to this and you're like, man, that's too strong, bro, man, they can hold it forever, whatever, and an uppercut, a move that's not an uppercut, doesn't make sense for an offset. Both of these are not true because they're already in the game. Insect Glaive can do an offset from their downward thrust from diving from the air, and can also do an offset when they let go of the circle charge move when they have all 3 of their buffs active, right? So they also have quite a bit of setup to do. Same kind of thing with the hammer. Gotta have it level 3 charge and gotta get in the right position. Then you can let it go, and you still have to be skilled enough to land it on the first place. Like, it's not gonna be active as soon as you let the move go. So there's still some timing and skill expression there. But yeah, with this news that like, yo, we're carefully considering upper adjustments for the hammer, I was like, damn, does that mean it's coming Friday? This video that I want to make, I gotta spit it out like right now? Like, I've been thinking about this. I was gonna organize it more, do it a little bit better, but I was like, damn, with this letter out, we're gonna talk a little bit about the letter, but we gotta talk about the hammer because hammer was mentioned, and yeah, we need a little bit of help right now. So let me know what you think of my ideas. Do you think too strong? Do you think too weak? How are you feeling about using the hammer so far in Monster Hunter Wilds? And are you happy to hear about the buffs coming our way? I've been Jay. Thank you for listening. And as always, happy hunting. Peace.